Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to San Jose. I am Steve Feldman, your Program Committee Chair, and I'll be introducing people and things to you for the next few days, so welcome. I'd like to first give a big thanks to our host, Rodney Joffe from New Star Ultra Services. For those who haven't heard the story yet, Rodney is a hero to us. We had an issue with a cancellation for this meeting, which happened pretty much during the last meeting. So Rodney volunteered and scrambled and found us this venue with almost no notice, and worked out pretty well, I'd say. Thank you, Rodney. We have a bunch of other people to thank. I'm not going to read them all because it's a big list. Rodney will tell you about a lot of these people who were instrumental in getting us connectivity to the venue, which itself is an interesting story. That's Rodney. Thanks to our break in beer and gear sponsors. Thank you to the program committee who put together what you're going to be seeing for the next few days. There are 17 of us, so I'm not going to name them all, but they deserve a big round of thanks for the hard work that went into assembling the program for you. Agenda changes, none so far, so what's printed on the schedule should actually work. For those of you, if anybody's watching over the web, there are a few options. Go to the URL set there, www.nanog.org, streaming.html. There's Real Media, there's a couple different varieties of multicast, and a few others. Look at the page and let me see what they are. Some reminders, the usual one. This is a nice wireless network, but it's wide open. Anybody can watch your packets fly by, so don't use clear text passwords. Do use end-to-end encryption, SSH or VPN or whatever works, but encrypt. There's going to be PGP key signing off, actually a couple of them. See the NANOG site for that. Joy who's coordinating them again as usual. Thank you, Joe. And of course, the big event tonight's beer and gear reception, which will be out there where we had our registration this morning. There are 8 vendors who are going to be showing us all their wonderful stuff, and of course a lot of good beer and wine to drink. You might have noticed that some of us are wearing odd-colored badges like this. So this will help you interpret what they are. Blue means steering committee members. There's one walking right down there. The steering committee are the people who actually run NANOG, setting policies and selecting pretty much everyone else who's on the list below here. The yellow badges are the program committee members. There should be some of those wandering around. If you have anything to tell us about the quality of the program, positive or negative, seek out a yellow badge or a green badge. Green is for people who sit on both the steering and program committees. There are a few of us. Red badges are people on the mailing list committee. They're the ones who try to keep the NANOG mailing list focused and on topic. Then we have some dots that sit on badges, green for peering coordinators, black for network security people, and red for people who are interested in signing PGP keys. I told you that earlier. Lightning talks. This worked really well last time, so we're doing it again. Only some minor changes. A lightning talk is a 10-minute talk on any subject that's at all relevant to NANOG. So we're soliciting on-site topics and abstracts. As soon as I sit down again, I'll set up the web page so you can actually start signing up. There will be a link off the NANOG page for it as well. You submit your name and an abstract. You have until 12:30 tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, the program committee will decide which one we want to hear about. And then on Wednesday morning, we'll get to hear lightning talks. Last time was exciting because there was some really new stuff, some wild ideas, some research that was brand new and couldn't be done in time for the general session. So that's the kind of thing we're interested in. So that's it for me. Now I'm going to turn you over to our host, Rodney. This is the NANOG laptop shuffler.
Yes, it does. So, officially welcome to NANOG 37. This really was the NANOG that almost wasn't. At the end of it, we sort of decided it would be okay to bring up some sound effects so that you know what it was like. At the end of it, last night, so yesterday afternoon, about 2 o'clock, this was a significant effort. I want to thank all the folks from Merit and a whole group of other people that I will name shortly that actually made this occur. This was an uphill battle, not only because of the time, but believe it or not, because of the location. One of the things that I want to talk about as the host is to try and encourage other people to host. And I want to tell you what the differences are between the way that I've done it the last 4 times and the way that you can. It's not expensive. It's not difficult. All you need is time. So, give you an idea, here are the benefits of hosting, just so that you know them. The first thing, of course, is that you get to choose the location, sort of. The last 2 I haven't been able to choose. It's been, none of them have been my home locations. It's much easier if you do this at home. So if you run short of time, you're going to end up having to travel to other places. But you can choose them. T-shirts, a real big benefit is you get to actually be involved in the design of T-shirts, and there are some. I'm not sure how to make this bigger. So, can you guys actually see this, or? Move closer forward. No, it's okay. Well, I'm not going to worry too much now, but at least we'll know for the future. And I'll try this kind of thing. Anyway, T-shirts. You get to design T-shirts, and you sometimes get to influence the theme on the T-shirts. So these are some of those that I've had in the past. You guys probably will remember some of these. Yeah, if you can. So, just to go over some of the rough bits over here, the biggest issue we had with this was not actually the hotel, but it was connectivity. And in my little presentation, I'm going to talk about some of the connectivity issues. If you're going to host, the first thing you want to do, after you identify all of the hotels that can actually handle a conference of 500 people, about 200 rooms, only go to hotels that have existing fiber. If they don't have fiber from a carrier that you know through NANOG, don't bother. That's the battle that's almost impossible to win, and also ends up costing you a fortune. So you want to try and make sure that you have fiber. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that there aren't any access fees or use fees that have nothing to do with the equipment, have nothing to do with the costs of actually bringing anything in. Even if everything is there, make sure that you don't run into that problem. One of the first things you want to ask, because if you don't, down the road you're going to discover that there is some interesting charges that can be levied. How we do? Good enough? That's not nice. I can switch to Windows if you want. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to live with this. So we'll go back to this. Yeah. No, go. Yeah, it's okay. So let's go back through the benefits again. So besides the T-shirts, you get wonderful engineering opportunities. You get to do things that you probably never thought you'd ever have to do. So there are some interesting places that we have to go to get connectivity. This is what it was like this time, except that it wasn't snow and ice. But you'll see some pictures shortly of what it took. The NANOG community is a really important part of it. You get the opportunity to actually give something back to the community, which for me has been really important. I think I've hosted now through three of my companies, 3 different companies over time. Okay. It's working some. You also get exposure. This is really important. As a host, it was touched on yesterday by, I think, Randy and by Steve. You do get one benefit from a corporate point of view that is very important. You do get exposure for your company. So you do have the ability to actually generate a fair bit of goodwill for the company. Don't underestimate that. When you go to your company, you ask for help. And it's okay to, in the right way, and there are some NANOG rules, to actually introduce that bit of the marketing. Obviously, it's not a marketing event, but it is a benefit for hosting. So the thing that you guys are obviously interested in is the network architecture. So there was a plan A. There's existing SBC and AT&T OC12 at the DMARC in this facility. Okay, should be able to get connectivity, real cheap. We know some people at SBC and AT&T, just like typical NANOGs. Nope. So there's a licensee that says that there's a mandatory $10,000 use fee for the existing AT&T equipment. Okay. Well, let's go to Plan B. AboveNet has a gig ether fiber into the building, put in by one of the other NANOG attendees. I found out yesterday for a conference earlier this year, back there, YouTube, I think. So there's gig ether. Maybe we can use that because that's not the SBC AT&T thing. Nope. Nice try. There's still a mandatory $10,000 use fee, even though the equipment is in place and donated. Okay. Well, how about this? The Hilton has a fiber run to the infrastructure. It's part of the fiber infrastructure. Well, to quote Michael Jordan, if you guys remember the Apple ad, off the expressway, over the river, off the billboard, through the window, off the wall, nothing but net. So we'll try to do this another way. We'll use microwave to connect the Hilton to May West, 55 South Market. We have more connectivity there than even Avi, I don't think it's here this time, and even he knows how to use. No problem with connectivity, and it's only 1,500 feet away. So we'll go to Plan C. Microwave from the Hilton to Joe Puchek's 13th floor office at May West. Fiber from the 13th floor office to the 2nd floor meet me room. A cross connect to Chris Casada's switch and data Metro LAN. Across the LAN to Pax Palo Alto. And a VLAN to Jared's network for transit. No problem. Well, recognize that building? Faraday cage. Nothing in, nothing out. Explains why your cell phones never used to work unless you had a cell phone from one of the carriers in the building. Okay, well, let's go to Plan D. And by the way, these are things that occurred after we'd actually done the engineering. Had everything in, had the stuff on the roof. Joe Puchek had done his little magic. Everyone had done their bits and pieces. It was all working. And we thought the radios were broken, so we fiddled with the radios, and still no signal. And then we discovered, looking on the windows in that building, there's a little serial number. So Ralph decided to go Google the serial number. And the little FC at the end of the serial number said Faraday cage quality glass. So even the glass. Okay, so plan D. Trango 54 meg microwave from the Hilton to Dave Rand's Bungee location on the 18th floor of the penthouse roof at 50. I think it's actually 150 West San Fernando. Fiber from there to switch and data at Palo Alto. Cross connect to Jared. Nothing but net. We now have 45 megabits sustained, so that's how we ended up. It actually all worked, and that's what you guys are using today. So here are the people that actually helped make that happen, because this is, I think this epitomizes what it's like to be part of NANOG, the thing that you sometimes miss. People below layer 8 actually work together pretty well. So we've got Jared, Christopher Caseta, Joe Puchak, Ralph Whitmore, and Dave Rand. Those are the people that really helped, together with some alternate and New Star volunteers. These are the people I'd like you to give a hand to, because it's because of them that we're here. Here are some random images. This is the 10,000 colo facility we have over here. $10,000. So I know that rents have gone up for colo. Google and Yahoo have taken it all, but there is space available. That's the microwave sitting on top of this building, and we're sort of in the, as you may have noticed, we're in the approach path for San Jose, so sort of interesting up there. One of the other benefits of being a host is you get to throw up interesting images if you want, and that's one of the remote participants, my grandson. That's the other end of the link. The Knight Ritter building, and that's about it. So thank you very much for coming, and if there's any problems with the facility and stuff like that, go and see Betty, don't come see me. I'm done. Thanks everyone.